Okay, y'all, I'm busy, but I gotta say one thing. This rat ass bitch, right? This bitch, this bitch supposed to be a brim, and she threatening to snitch on somebody because she don't have anything to say about a bitch. That hoe is a loser.
So then a Cardi B stan page, Cardi's Prada, responded to that tweet with this picture. Bitch, this your man. You got bigger fish to fry. And here we have Lil Uzi Vert with a Himalayan crocodile Birkin. And then over here, he has his Goyard purse. So then JT responded in a quote tweet. Yes, my man does this. Mind his business, works hard, take care of his family, inspired his generation, and doesn't snatch ass. His style is what made him Lil Uzi. We are talking about Chris right now. Focus. So then we have this person responding to JT. So where is the diss back? And then JT quotes with this. Right here. And it's a video. Wait a minute.
Bitch, Brenda, baby ass bitch, run away, dirty foot ass bitch.
Yeah. Cause this is so weird. Like I don't know why today is like taking me like back to like I don't know what's wrong.
Well, he attempted to have me unalived because of him making a pass at me. It wasn't the pass that frustrated me the most. What made me most frustrated was the fact that he tried to unalive me after it, when in reality, even though I was violated, I never thought that the next step would be my life being threatened because you got turned down. But it's that power complex of wanting what you want when you want it, feeling like you own the things that you pay.
It didn't start with a diss. It started with a rumor that hit the timeline like a siren. Whispers said Lil Uzi Vert kept someone in the shadows, a figure known online as La Menor Queen. Not a fling, but a long-running connection that lived off camera. The story grew fast. Late-night messages, quiet meetups, and a twist that made the internet catch its breath, Menor being a trans woman.
Y él me decía, I love you, baby. Y yo...
En inglés, no importa. Que hablabas con Lil Uzi en específico. Hay una persona que lo conoce a él, que me conoce a mí, que sabemos de ti. Y él me dijo que él tenía algún tipo de interés en ti, además de los besos que pasaron. ¿Tú no sientes que por tu comportamiento lo alejaste?
Y nada, en verdad ahí fue que yo le gusté más a él. Me dijo, wow, Lil Diamond. Pero yo hablo con él, por aquí se oye todo.
Llámame por WhatsApp. Llámame por WhatsApp.
Tú sabes, los tigres se meran. Si no te hablan en español, los tigres americanos no corren.
From there, the narrative snowballed. Commenters claimed Uzi learned Spanish just to talk to her, that he went out of his way to keep the line open, that this wasn't casual at all. None of it confirmed, all of it shareable, and every repost dragged JT into the blast radius, forcing her to defend a relationship that was suddenly drowning in speculation. Before we go any further, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us bring you more stories, just like this. But if you think that was the wildfire spark, you haven't seen the fuel yet. The temperature spiked the moment Cardi B rolled out her long-awaited album. The bars were sharp, the tone was merciless, and one track in particular felt aimed with surgical precision. Fans connected dots in record time. Lines that sounded like clever wordplay suddenly read like a dossier. Names half said, situations half exposed. It was the kind of lyrical nudge that turns private frustration into public combat. Overnight, the conversation stopped being about music metrics and started being about messages, subtext, and who was brave enough or petty enough to say the quiet part out loud. And with the target painted on her back, JT did what JT always does. She swung back. JT answered with heat of her own, pulling in a voice most people didn't expect. Stylist Chris Griffith. His past claims about Stefon Diggs resurfaced instantly, spliced into TikToks and long thread tweets like they'd been waiting for a second life. The internet then braided those accusations with a separate, documented incident involving Stefon's brother Darius Diggs, that 2023 elevator altercation that lived on security footage and court paperwork. Two different stories, tangled together by a feed that loves chaos. One was an allegation, the other an actual case. Online, the difference blurred. In the noise, lines that should have stayed sharp went out of focus, and the feud shifted from punchlines to real-life stakes. Receipts were promised. What came next were screenshots. Cardi answered the way a veteran of the internet answers. She posted alleged texts, snippets that hinted at pregnancy talk, control, messy dynamics behind a clean public image. They didn't settle the debate. They split it in half. One crowd said proof, the other said context. Either way, the algorithm smiled. Now the secret girlfriend rumor wasn't just orbiting Uzi. It was rearranging JT's entire defense. The comment sections exploded into timelines, timelines into videos, videos into more evidence, and the cycle kept feeding itself. But this wasn't just about who said what. It was about who these people are when the cameras blink red. This drama didn't fall from the sky. It's stitched together by relationships, loyalties, and long memories. Cardi and JT have traded tension for years, sometimes loud, sometimes quiet, always visible to anyone paying attention. JT and Uzi built something public and private at the same time. Photos and posts on one side, silence and rumors on the other. Cardi and Stefon arrived together as a power signal. His name brought the NFL glare into a music feud overnight. And Chris Griffith, typically a behind-the-scenes figure, became central once his past accusations got threaded into the present. Pull one thread and 5 others tighten. In a web like this, nobody gets dragged alone. And once the web is built, the past can never stay past. If you follow JT and Uzi long enough, the story feels seasonal. A flurry of breakup rumors, a sudden quiet, a soft return. The timeline loves symmetry, so old clips get read as prophecy. A lyric becomes a confession, a caption becomes a clue, a selfie becomes a signal. This round added new rumors, louder than the last. Some claimed Uzi was stepping out. Others insisted it was all noise. Through it all, JT stayed defiant. She pushed back, defended her love, and tried to keep the narrative from rewriting her life in live time. But every denial became another headline, and the whisper about Menor kept floating back to the top like a cork. Then the conversation crossed the line the internet never handles, gently. The second the narrative shifted toward identity, DL accusations, labels, the weaponizing of someone's private life, the tone changed. These aren't just clapbacks, these are landmines. Speculation about sexuality has a long, ugly history in music and sports culture, and it's almost always reckless. A feud stops being entertainment and turns into something darker. That's where rumors do real damage. That's where respect gets lost and harm gets normalized as content. And yet, the feeds kept spinning because volatility is the engine that keeps them running. Meanwhile, the personalities at the center kept doing what they've always done. Be themselves at full volume. Cardi B is a storm you can track on radar. Funny, blunt, and confrontational in a way that turns a single sentence into a trending topic. She understands momentum, when to double down, when to clown, and when to flip shade into a hook fans chant back. JT is cut from a different, but equally combustible cloth. Her instinct is defense turned offense, surgical replies, fast moves, and a willingness to speak in plain language when others would hide behind PR. She carries the city girl's grit like armor, and that armor clangs loud on the timeline. Uzi is a walking Rorschach test. The more he refuses to explain, the more people project. The nails, the fits, the off-kilter charm. He's built an aesthetic that invites both adoration and speculation. To some, it's freedom. To others, it's a puzzle they can't stop solving. Stefon Diggs steps in with a different weight. Athletes live inside constant surveillance, film rooms, post-game mics, sideline cameras, and when that attention swerves into personal rumor territory, it hits like a blitz. Pair that with the pop culture megaphone Cardi carries, and his name becomes a headline whether he speaks or not. Put these energies in one narrative, and peace isn't the default setting. Every post reads like a move. Every silence sounds like strategy. And the audience, trained by years of celebrity chess, watches for the next tell, and sparks love old kindling. There's a reason each new flare-up feels familiar. Cardi has thrown elbows in rooms that usually prefer whisper fights. Fashion floors, blog timelines, and comment sections that never close. She's seasoned in the sport of public conflict. JT has logged her rounds too. from clapbacks to clarifications, from defending Uzi to pushing back on narratives that refuse to die. Uzi's career is a series of reinventions, each one inviting a fresh read on who he is and what he means, ammunition for fans and detractors alike. Stefon, fame drilled from rookie year to now, knows that any off-field ripple can turn into a tidal wave if it hits the timeline at the right hour. So when all four histories collide, even a mild lyric reads like a subpoena. Even a vague caption sounds like a confession. The archive writes the present in real time. And this sequel has parallels everywhere you look. The playbook is painfully predictable because it works. Rumor, reaction, receipts. Rebuttal, cool down, then encore. The names rotate. Singers, rappers, athletes, influencers, but the rhythm never changes. A single ambiguous line can set off a cottage industry of explainers, reactors, and body language analysts. And every explainer begets a counter-explainer. The attention economy pays best when the case never closes. In that system, even silence isn't neutral. Silence becomes a cliffhanger. A deleted post becomes lore. A forgotten live turns into a cold case that fans solve at 2 a.m. And the cycle keeps rolling because there's always another echo. Some rumors stick because they answer a question people are already asking. Identity, loyalty, power. The Uzi Menor story hits all three. So it floats, regardless of proof. Blind items get retrofitted to whoever's hottest. Old clips are edited like trailers for things that never happened. The archive is infinite, and the algorithm is patient. If the audience wants a plot, the internet will find them one. That's why the saga feels so gravitational. It's not just the people involved, it's the themes they symbolize. Freedom versus conformity. Public love versus private truth. Persona versus person. The rumor becomes a mirror, and everyone sees what they want to see. So where does it all go from here? The feed rewards escalation, not resolution. Post spike, screenshot, reaction then repeat is the loop that prints engagement. But the ceiling is closer than it looks. Once accusations edge into reputation harm and legal territory, the tone changes. Teams huddle. Statements get drafted. Timelines go quiet in ways that feel ominous, not calm. One nuclear receipt can reset the narrative. One false move can cement a damaging myth. If there's a path out, it probably looks boring. Fewer subtweets, more music, and a refusal to turn private mess into public sport. Boring rarely trends, but sometimes it wins. And that brings us to the only part that really matters. Strip away the spectacle and you're left with four people navigating fame's funhouse mirrors. Some lean into the noise. Some stand back. All of them live with the reality that a rumor can travel faster than any truth they could post. The internet doesn't need certainty, it needs motion. If this ends, it'll be by choice, not exhaustion. Important note, everything here, the talk of a secret girlfriend, the long-running connection, the alleged screenshots, the language lessons, the identity speculation, the throwback incidents and revived accusations, remains rumor, speculation, and online chatter unless confirmed by the people involved or credible on-the-record sources. Treat it like exactly that, a story the internet loves to tell, loudly, often, and without guarantees. Who do you think's going to be the next person in the limelight? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get the latest celebrity news and updates. I'll see y'all on the next one.